Hello, I'm doing an unusual thing here, which is to send a message to a particular group of parents and pupils about an area that is of concern to them, and I gather has gathered a bit of a head of steam over the summer. And I just wanted to take a chance to talk about the issue itself, the context that we're in, and how we're going to move forward. So the first thing is to say I'm so grateful to the 2 or 3 parents who've written in to me to express their worries and their concerns, and that's given us a real chance to give you this message today. And it's really about the change from the girl skirts that we've had up until this point to a new culotte skirt, which you can see here next to me with my friendly mannequin friend who I kind of carry around with me for such an occasion. So what's the issue? Well, first of all, we've got a whole group of new pupils starting in a brand new school with friendships changing and lots of movement going on. We've also got a change that we've brought in as a school, which is starting with 1 year group and then we'll roll out over the next 2 or 3 years. We've got a transition which always happens from the freedom of our own clothes and our own time in the holidays through to a school uniform, and it always feels uncomfortable, so that's there as well. The other bit for us as a school and as parent bodies, none of us actually know what this is all going to look like until we see everybody together and what it feels like for people. So there's a bit of an unknown there. And I absolutely understand that how we look and how we feel about our clothes and the things that we're wearing are really important for our confidence and for our sense of self, and that creates uncertainties. We've got newness and we've got uncertainty, and I understand that will have developed for some of you in quite a significant way, and that is not what we want at all. So here is our context, and please bear with me as I just give a bit of flavour on this. The first thing is that schools have changed a lot since my day as a pupil, indeed as many of yours days as well, and things are very different now. It's no longer is the case where we can line girls up and measure their uniform either with a ruler or kneeling down, whatever it might have been, and then just put in a punishment for anybody who is not. We don't do that anymore, we don't want to do that, but that's not what we do. Schools have changed. Pupils have not really changed. The issue of length of skirts has been around for many, many years, and we've always wanted to try and push the boundaries on our uniform a little bit. Parents have changed. We are involved in more discussion as parents now. We tend to question more, so we listen to questioning, receive questioning more from our children than maybe the previous generation did. But also we question authority a little bit more, or a school or an institution that little bit more too. And I know that a number of parents will work with their children to adjust the uniform to a level that they are comfortable with, and that sometimes causes some conflict with us, or maybe they buy a skirt that's much shorter than the one that's on the prescribed list. So there are some changes in how we parent. There are changes to schools, but I have to say I don't think pupils have really changed in the things that a teenager wants nowadays. Now our context is that we want a uniform that's fit for purpose, and it's fit for purpose for an active school day. We don't just sit in classrooms in our day, we do lots of different things. We move around the school, we engage, and we have to navigate our way through wind tunnels, benches, labs, drama lessons, whatever that might be. So what have we essentially done? Well, we've tried to come up with something that really will work in the long term. And I have to say that we have failed to make skirts really work for our pupils. And I know that we failed for a number of reasons. We've talked about it as an SLT with housemasters. It's come up as a discussion with trustees on a number of occasions. And it's come because we hear comments from other parents, from prospective parents, from visitors to the school, from senior girls in the school, from staff, all talking about, from time to time, not all the time, about the length of girls' skirts in a way they don't talk about any other uniform. So there is an issue that we cannot ignore, and it's been the case for 16 years, as long as I have been at Dean Close. And we've tried everything. We've tried encouragements, we've tried clarifying principles, we've tried enforcements, we've tried punishments, we've had SLT blitzes, housemaster blitzes, teacher blitzes. We have pulled people out of chapel and got them to adjust. We've sent people home for their uniform. But yet we still end up at the place where we start the year with a good length of skirt, and then it slowly rises to the place where it becomes impractical. And then we see young people hiding around corners from teachers, particularly those teachers that they know will challenge them. We see young people feeling underconfident and having to hold their skirts down or shuffle as they come around the corner and see a senior member of staff. And that's not what we want. We want freedom of movement and people to feel confident. So we're going to try something different. And I really am grateful to those of you who supported. But there are 2 clear choices for you. So the first option available to you from the top half can be exactly the same for either. So none of this changes here. So open neck blouse, jumper, jacket. If you've been told something different by a member of staff, that's because we made this change last summer And I don't think I was as good as I should have been at telling all the staff. But that is where we are. So this is an absolutely great example of what the upper half can look like. If it's too hot, you can take the jumper off. And if it's a really hot summer season, then Mrs. Donaldson then announces it's summer dress, and we can take jackets off as well. So that top half is fine. On the lower half, you've then got an option between the culotte skirt, which looks, as you can see here, or a trouser option. So those of you who don't want to wear the culotte skirts, and that's just a question of personal preference, we are really happy for you to buy the school blazer trouser that's on your uniform list. If you find an item which looks almost exactly the same and the same colour as that, then we're absolutely fine for that. We're not going to know, we're not going to check, just on practical level. Just be slightly careful though, because our sixth form have a lot more freedom in what they choose to wear. So just because it's okay for a sixth former to wear that with their business dress doesn't mean it's okay to go alongside the uniform. So please be as close as you can to the school blazer trouser. The easiest thing to do, of course, is to buy the school blazer trouser. So that's where we are as it currently stands. Now I am confident, because we've done this before with changes of uniform and things, that once we've settled into our routines, that we will be able to move on. So I think that an anxiety that is naturally feeling at the moment, my thought and my hope and my confidence is that this will pass. But we will ask the question. So after a period of time, several weeks, probably the second half of the term, we will then check in with all of the girls in the year group, plus the parents, plus the staff, just to see, have we made a mistake? Have we got this wrong? And if girls do not feel confident, and if they're not able to choose a uniform that helps them to get through the day well, then we will go back to the drawing board and start again. Now that might take a bit of time, but we will do that. Now 7 years ago, we did a complete uniform change. And it caused real concern at the time, and I remember that very clearly. My middle daughter was in year 9 at that time and was coming into that transition point. And it was talked about a lot, and that uncertainty quickly melted away once everything was up and running. We were into our lessons and our games, our activities and our friendship activities, whatever that might be. So 16 years of listening to all of those complaints and concerns says to us that we've got to do something and try something. And we are asking our young people to be a little bit courageous and just to step out and go, okay, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to choose one of those that works for me for the start of the year, and then I'm going to see how it plays out. And if I feel unhappy about it, I'm going to talk to somebody about it as the weeks go by. So that's where we are at this stage of the school year. I hope that's been helpful. I'm sorry if it was too long. But I'm really excited about this year group that we've got coming together, all the things they're going to bring. The reports that I've had from the schools that who are sending to us are so positive, and just looking forward to seeing you all on Monday in a week's time. Thank you.